Hi there makers, it is Jo here today and I'm here for a product video from Minerva. Today we're going to take a look at bow tie fastenings. So if you want to make a bow tie for a special occasion, a prom, page boys, grooms, for a special event, they're quite simple to make, but you can make them adjustable and a little bit more professional with metal bow tie fastenings. I'll show you what they look like and I'll show you how to use them. This is the bow tie fastening set. It's got a little slider in, round circle and some little hooks, and it means that you can make your bow tie adjustable. It really does add a professional finish to your bow tie. The fabric I'm using today is called Motley Mosaic. That's the print name from the Minerva exclusive print range. And this one is a silk shantung dupion, so it's something a little bit special. It's got a sort of slightly crisp hand, which will hold the shape of the bow tie. And it will sit really nice and flat as well for the tie that goes around the neck. I'm going to be lightly interfacing this, and I'm going to be using a hemline bow tie fastening set. I'm using Vogue 9073. It's a really nice accessories pattern for menswear, so you can make a tie, a bow tie, a cummerband, or a tie-on bow tie without any fastenings at all. But this is a ready-made bow tie, and that's what I'm making today. There are 4 pieces. There's the tie that goes around your neck, 2 layers of bow tie. So the bow has 2 double layers, and a piece that goes around the centre to hold the bows in place. These are all lightly interfaced, and you want them to be soft, but you don't want them to be floppy, and you don't want the bow to lose its shape. So I've added a really light interfacing. This interfacing is a perfect match for the silk shantung dupion. It just gives it a little bit of stiffness, but it doesn't take away the shine of the fabric. I'm going to put the bows together, and then I'm going to show you the strap part that goes around the neck so that I can show you how to add the bow tie fastening. Once you've made the bow bit, which is really simple, you now are going to work on the tie that goes around the neck, and that's where we're going to use the fastenings. Make up this strap or the neck tie that's going to go around. It will look significantly longer than a neck opening because you're going to have a slight return that makes it adjustable. And you're going to add the slider first onto the strap, so you need to make sure that your strap, when you make it, fits the width of the slider. The next bit is tricky to show you, but you're going to put the hook on the end where you've just put the adjuster. Doesn't matter which way up it is because it can turn around, and then you're going to take that raw edge back through the underside of the adjuster slider. It's tricky. You'll have to loosen off the tie so that you can get this raw end under that bar. This raw end is going to go under that bar and back out the other side. And I found it useful just to use a pokey tool to poke it through. This is an awl. And then poke it back down the other side. It is tricky, and I know you probably can't see this, but I'll show you the finished thing and then you know what to aim for. You'll have the hook on one end, the slider running through the tie, and then the raw edge you fold back towards the hook and hand stitch this in place. If you've scuffed it a little bit, just wiggling it through the hole, you can just neaten that off and hand stitch in place. So this is what you're aiming for. You're aiming for the adjustable slider to be on the top, the hook on the end, the raw edge goes under the bar at the back of the slider, and you sew it to the back where the hook is attached. That means now you can adjust this fabric through this slider, and it is tight, but you want it to be tight because you don't want it to slip and your bow tie to slowly come looser and looser at the front. So once the wearer has adjusted it to their fit, it'll pretty much stay in position. And that's how you have an adjustable tie. Next, we're going to attach this to the bow. So on the reverse of the bow, we're going to thread the raw end that we haven't dealt with yet through the back of the bow. So you want to make sure that when you've attached that bow, you haven't sewn it to these larger pieces. You've still got free moving space underneath. I find it easier with a safety pin, because then I'm not disturbing this stitching here too much. You want this to be so that it's this way, so the slider and the bow are facing, and the bit that you hand stitched is on the back, matching the back of the bow. On the other end, the raw end we haven't dealt with at the moment, you're going to put a ring that comes in this kit. Again, fold the end over. I'm just going to cut mine flush again. And hand sew the ring in place. All the things that should be on the back are now on the back. So attaching the ring is on the back. This is the back of the bow. This is the back of the adjuster. And your hook is free moving. You don't want this to keep sliding out. So look for a sort of hollow in your bow. So I've got one about here. So I'm going to position my tie here, so that when it comes round, it's hooked behind the bow. I'm just exposing a little bit of the ring there, so I'll just pull it back a little bit more. And we're going to stitch the strap now in position with a slip stitch, and that's going to hold the ring and the strap in place. Once you've attached this, this can't slide through anymore. Make sure you've got it horizontal. You don't want it to be sort of a little bit skew if on a slant, otherwise your bow tie won't sit right on a winged collar of a shirt. So this is flat. I've pulled the adjuster through. It hooks here in place so that from the right side you see the bow. You can adjust the neck width, but none of the metal parts are exposed. And that's how you use a bow tie set. It's really useful if you're not fitting this directly to the person, so they can have it as adjustable and they can change as their shape changes. Hope you've enjoyed that product review today. It's one of those things that you might not know exists, but once you've seen in action, it really does work brilliantly, especially for adjusting over time or for adjusting if you haven't seen the person. I made a cummerbund from this same pattern and a bow tie as a 21st birthday gift. I didn't know the size of the person, but it was great to use the slider because then I could send it in the post and I knew it would fit. We would love to see anything that you've been making over on Minerva, so you can make a free account there, take photographs, upload your makes and explore our sewing community. Today I'm wearing the Datura blouse from Deer and Doe Patterns. This is the one with the cutout feature around the neck. It's got buttons on the back, which I find really useful for when I'm sitting down. And this is made in a cotton sateen in Rainbow Harvest. We would love to see you over on our YouTube channel as well. There's loads of content there for you to get stuck into. There are sew-alongs, pattern drafting series using the overlocker, a lingerie series, lots of recaps from the Sewing Bee if you enjoy watching that, and also fabric and pattern inspiration. It's free over there. It's all for you to enjoy. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.